Hello, and this is the Warp Forge, and this is another Necron painting commission progression vid. In this episode, I'm going to show you one of the Annihilation Barges that I have painted. So if we take him out of the way and replace with this guy, he's very big for it, so I'm going to try and make it focus. Now I'm going to slowly lift him out. The barge gun is detachable to replace the Catacomb Command barge rack, or whatever they call it, the handle for the Overlord, but I haven't painted that yet. As you see here, it's very bright. I'm very pleased because this took me around 2 months to paint, I'm not going to lie. The design of the model was the reason why it took 2 months, because this little cylinder bit underneath the gun, this bit which I'm pointing at right, the silver with the blue, well, with the glowy blue gauze, as my friend wanted it, that was the hardest bit, because of the outer layers, which is one up here, that red outer layer, and there's another one underneath. It was very hard to paint, so I ended up looking like the Exorcist, something from the Exorcist, trying to paint up one of the just one side, because I had to flip the other underside down, and I had to paint that as well. So that was the reason why it took so long for me. The warriors were just well, they were just dry brushed. They are basically, the eyes are gauze ice blue from Vigello. All the very icy blue is from Vigello's electric blue, if I'm correct. The white highlight is skull white paint from the old Games Workshop selection. The gold was from Vigello again, and it was basically black undercoat for the wings. I used the model colour, I think that's what it's called, model colour red, or you can achieve it with, pardon me, the new Games Workshop red paint as well, if it can focus. I don't have a stand or anything, so there we go. Yeah, so you can achieve that with Games Workshop's red paint, or I used red model paint from model colour, I think, and I think they're the same company who do the Vigello game colour paints. The turquoise and blues were basically a coat of that Games Workshop blue, Mordane blue, I think. It's a replacement from ultramarine blue, I think. Then it was a heavy dry brush of, how would I say, heavy dry brush of electric blue, yes, from Vigello, and then it was another, I'd say a dry brush. It wasn't too heavy, but it wasn't too light as well, so it was a dry brush of skull white. Let's focus. I'm getting annoyed. There, right. So as you see, I did add skull white here, as we can see, little bits of white, if it can focus. Yes. So it was a dry brush of white to get the glowy effect. This warrior was basically electric blue, sorry. If it can focus, da 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 da. There we go. Just need to get in the right place. Yeah, the white was basically just a spot for a highlight for of skull white. All the rest was exactly how I painted the other warrior with the gold buttons. The gun, well, that was the bronze colour from Vigello. The back bit here was an oil wash. The blue was same way how I painted the glowy effects between the panels, I think, in the wing area. So it's basically the blue from the ultramarine blue from Games Workshop, then a dry brush of electric blue from Vigello, then a very light dry brush of skull white for Games Workshop old paints. Then it was a oil wash of blue to make it all come out. These were just electric blue from Vigello. The grill plates, including all those. So if you can focus, yep, all that was just electric blue. And the bronze, that was lead belcher metal from Games Workshop paints with Vigello game colours. Yep, for the intersections. And we'll go to here. That little crystal bit was how I painted all my other blues, really. Base coat of the ultramarine blue with a dry brush of the electric blue, then a small dry brush of skull white, then the highlight for the actual insignia for skull white. Yep, the red was from the model colour red paint. The intersections here, well, if it can focus, sorry about this, hey, that was the same how I painted the other ones on the black wing components. It was a base coat of ultramarine blue, or Maudine blue I think it's called now, electric blue, heavy dry brush, and then skull white dry brush on the top. These bits my friend wanted as a gauze blue like, so I painted them electric blue. The jet engines were just basically painted electric blue with skull white dry brush. And these bits here were just lead belcher metal for the metalwork, and the electric blue with a little bit of dry brush of skull white. And I've done that for the other side, as we see. If it can focus. Just need to push it a bit. As you see, I did exactly the same. And the greens, I used the dark green from Vigello Game Colour. Then I used the electric neon green, I think, from Vigello Game Colour, and I just base coated the green on, then dry brushed the electric neon green from Vigello on again. Hey, looks 3D. Yep, so basically, as I've just said, the same applies for this guy. Basically a base coat of that dark green from Vigello Game Colour, then a dry brush. That's as much as it's going to focus apparently. Dry brush of Vigello's neon green dry brush colour. And that is it. It took us a long time, and the little end bits were Vigello's gold. It's took us a very long time, but I'm pleased with the outcome. Very pleased indeed. So this was a Necron commissioned painting progress. If you liked it, and you want to see more, just give it a like and a subscribe. This is the Warp Forge signing out with hopefully more to come.